Hi guys, this is MC Crawdaddy, Pizza Supreme. I'm chilling out, thinking about Z-Kamp, and I was thinking I wanted to share one of my spiritual Z-Kamp experiences, my first one. I have 4 or 5 really trippy, cool experiences with Z-Kamp that just kind of stood out, and I can't call coincidence. Life-changing, cool experiences. So I just wanted to share one of those. Me and Amanda were downtown. She's my girlfriend at the time, and we were walking around, and this hippie dude approaches us and asks, "Hey, there's this show going on tonight. It's really special. You guys should try and go." And he's like, "I don't have another flyer, but Z-Kamp's playing," and Amanda's like, "All right, well, we'll go check this show out." And so Amanda and I go to this Z-Kamp show at the Loft on Cherry. And come to find out, the Loft on Cherry is a really cool space to throw events and stuff. The brewery next door was trying to buy it for storage space, and so Z-Kamp was throwing their last show there and trying to save the Loft and trying to raise awareness, get people to save the building. Anyway, I took and I went into my show, to the Z-Kamp show, and when I walked in, I was surprised it wasn't like your average show. There was uh, food being served. There was kitchen set up. There was vendors of all kinds selling all kinds of things, pipes, hippie stuff, Z-Kamp stuff, all kinds of stuff, and there was computers. People were on computers, like computer internet cafe type thing or something, and there was a bar with $3 a cup for they had wines and kegs, and it was pretty cool. And so there was a few bands opened up for Z-Kamp that were pretty good and stuff, but I was just kind of mingling around and stuff, and nothing really overly caught my attention, just good music jamming. And then Z-Kamp starts playing, and the music's good, and I'm like, man, these guys are freaking rock stars. Like, I'm surprised these guys aren't on the stereo, the radio and stuff. Like, I'm really surprised, that I'm even this close to them, just chilling, like one on one, like I am. Man, it was really an honor. I felt like I was partying with rock stars because the music was so good. And so my girlfriend and I, we hadn't been together too long at the time. She takes and she felt really uncomfortable whenever we go to shows and stuff. She never wanted to dance around me, and no one had ever taught her how to dance. And I try to tell her like it's just something you do, and it just works if it works. It doesn't if it doesn't. But just dance with me, and she never wanted to dance, and she was always really embarrassed to dance and stuff. And so we're there, and everybody, the crowd's dancing, everybody's partying. There's a dancing robot they call Jambot dancing around, and in the crowd and stuff with lights flashing all over him and stuff. He was cool, man. And so we're all just doing our thing and partying, and these song lyrics catch my attention from this song called Hands in Your Pants. And it says, I hope I grow old before I grow old, or something like that. And these older dudes jamming on the guitar, and they're all dressed up, and they're all dancing and stuff. And I'm like, man, like these guys are making me want to move. And we're standing right there close to them all as they jam, and everybody around us dancing, and we're just sitting there staring at them because I can't ditch my girl, and she doesn't want to dance, and I'm like feeling all awkward, embarrassed, that I'm not dancing too, and wanting to dance real bad. And so I step behind the stage and grab a glass of wine, and her and I start to argue. And I start to argue about how awkward I feel just standing there staring at the band, how cool the music is, and how I want to dance and stuff. And she kind of gets irritated at me, and so I end up yelling at her like, she says she's gonna leave, and I'm like, well, leave then, yeah, and blah blah blah. And just as I go to say all that, the music stops and the song changes. And there's just this dead pause, this dead silence after the place was loud as hell. And I yell at her, and the whole place just echoes with me yelling this crap at her. And all these hippies, these, kind, loving, cool ass hippies, all looking at me like I'm a wife beater or something. And just, I feel all embarrassed, like, oh man. So Amanda takes off, and I go following her out, and I'm gonna leave with her. Like, I know that like it'll be a fight if I stick around, and she's my trip buddy, and like, I go to leave with her. She's my lover. I go to leave with her, but something just powerful comes over me and says, "Are you stupid, Crawdad? This is special. Z-Kamp is special, and this is cool, and you need to go back in there." And so I let her go, and I turned around and went back in. Well, when I went back in, uh, I took in, I grabbed a drink and sat there for a minute and kind of cooled off, and then was like, I'm going to get out there and dance. And so I get out there, and this song starts playing. And the song's great. This is the first time I'd heard it, too. And they did a good job performing it that night. They even had some cool choreography where they all danced and were doing all kinds of stuff. Man, it was cool. And older guys and stuff all getting down, and it was pretty cool. And so I take and this song's playing, and it's saying, just want to dance, but no one showed me how. And then it says, you got to shake your booty, you got to work what you're working with, and all this stuff. And I'm noticing, like, every person in there is going off. They're all dancing, man. The most homeless ass, bum, dirtiest, drunken, smelliest dude you could imagine. Fattest motherfucker on earth could be out there dancing his ass off. And it was really cool. And I started to dance, and I thought about how funny it was that it was saying just want to dance, but no one told me how. And I was thinking about me and Amanda fighting, and then all of a sudden I look and I notice Amanda's on the dance floor dancing, and she danced with me to Z-Kamp. Z-Kamp were the first ones we danced to, and ever since then Amanda's been able to dance with me, and I felt like that was a huge bridge that we crossed in our relationship to be able to be comfortable like that with each other. And I thank Pizza T and the Z-Kamp experience, for the experience of Z-Kamp, and how, I just can't call it coincidence that music was narrating my life, that it was like speaking what was happening in my life at that moment, at that exact moment when it was happening. I've seen this magic with Z-Kamp multiple times. And the only other times I've seen it is at the old school hippie gatherings, the bar fairs, at the drum circles and stuff. And it really impresses me and amazes me and keeps me addicted to Z-Kamp that I experience this magic every time I encounter them. And I have more experiences to share with you guys, and I'll share them soon. But that's experience number one. Z-Kamp for life. Rest in peace or die.